Mzansi is a country with endless opportunities, and for a relatively young democracy, we have come a long way, but we still have a lot of work ahead of us. South Africa has challenges: a struggling economy, unemployment, and skills shortage, especially amongst the youth, where unemployment is at 54.5%, making South Africans unemployable in certain sectors. It is under threat of being downgraded to junk status, which, when simplified, means the country will not be making enough income to service its need, therefore making the cost of living high. We definitely need a plan to drive economic growth. On top of all these things, there is also the challenge of the environment that is being damaged by our actions and will have serious consequences for the generations to come. Things need to change to help grow the economy, create jobs, despite the skills shortage, and reverse the damage to the environment. But what can we do? Do we have what it takes? Is there a uniquely South African solution? Maybe the economic structure in the country. How can we drive economic growth? High unemployment, skills shortage. And we may think we don't have the solutions, but we do. Transformation, creating an industry and the environment. Perhaps the economy is not structured properly for us. Available to us? Are there solutions?
Clearly, something needs to be done, and it needs to be done fast. Sanibonani Mzansi, igama lami Lerato Za, and welcome to PHAKISA, where we explore untapped opportunities within the environmental resource management space. PHAKISA, which is a Sesotho word for speed, is about rapid response to challenges through innovation and ideas that will bring about economic freedom, improved service delivery, fixing environmental challenges, and drive economic growth. Now, instead of dwelling on all the problems, how about we go check out some awesome ideas that'll improve all of this.
Humanity is already consuming too many resources, and we will eventually eat ourselves out of house and home. The usual linear take, make, dispose approach to consumerism is not working. 90% of raw materials used in manufacturing become waste before the product leaves the factory. And 80% of products made get thrown away in the first 6 months of life. Over the next 20 years, more than double the existing number of middle-class consumers will be shopping for television sets, washing machines, and the other demands of a middle-class lifestyle. Given our waste at the moment, and what's expected, the question remains how on earth these 3 billion new consumers will be able to buy the trappings of a middle-class lifestyle. The answer is to create a circular economy, where nothing that is manufactured ends up as waste. The circular economy concept hinges on reducing and reusing waste, and forces those who introduce products, that is manufacturers, to take responsibility for them after the end of traditional use. If the world gets this right, it could add $1 trillion to the global economy in 10 years and create 100,000 new jobs in half that time. It seems like the rest of the world is realizing the opportunities within the circular economies, and the EU is now debating ways to promote and legislate these developments. South Africa is already ahead, and Redisa has closed the loop on tires with the Integrated Industry Waste Tire Management Plan. In the 5-year plan, Redisa will create thousands of new jobs through depots to store tires, formalize the informal sector, and nurture new tire recycling operations. Looking at how successful this has been in the tire industry, the only question is, why are we waiting to roll this out across all waste streams?
Now, that is one thing, but possibilities are endless. Maybe it's time we look back at nature, because nothing is ever wasted in nature. Everything works in a cycle.
Have you thought about the world I'm going to inherit from you?
I mean, can it survive what we're doing to it right now?
Nature's got it right. Where things live, things die, things return to the earth and grow again. It's a circular system.
We spend loads of time taking unlimited resources out of the ground.
Dan maak ons stuff, ons koop die stuff, ons gebruik het.
Physics is life.
It's like a product's life is half-lived.
Maak met die sin nie.
Re tshwanetse go tshela ka tsela e dirang gore re nne le fa go lekaneng gompieno.
Ibile le dikokomano tse di latelang.
Ons moet begin met hoe dinge ontwerp word.
So things can be taken apart and made into other things.
Masiyeke ukunyanzelisa ilinye system kwihlabathi elijikelezayo.
Kom ons implementeer circular systems, waar dinge gemaak word om weer gemaak te word.
So that economic opportunity, decent jobs, and a clean environment can go hand in hand.
It's not recycling. We need to move beyond that.
Let's create a world we can all look forward to.
All this means a circular economy allows us to reuse more and throw away less.
After the break, we speak to someone that is from an institution that is a real game changer, khona lapha South Africa. Salana Tinzansi, siyabuya khona manje, sisayayithola. The Recycling and Economic Development Initiative of South Africa is an institution that is quite revolutionary in how they approach this whole waste management thing. Now, I spent some time with Stacey Davidson of Redisa to find out exactly what they're about. Masambeni. Stacey, thank you so much for your time and welcome to PHAKISA. Now, tell us more about the circular economy approach and why it is important to be adopted.
Thanks, Lorato. The circular economy approach is so critical considering the state of the world right now. We as human beings have become nothing but a parasite. When you look at nature, nothing goes to waste. Everything gets reused. Nature is completely resource efficient. If we want to have sustainable business and if we want to have sustainable brands, then we too need to mimic nature and we need to become completely integrated into the biosphere. What the circular economy gives you an opportunity to do is to create a zero waste environment so that everything you're manufacturing is not only manufactured to retail to throw away, like the linear economy which we currently have, but instead looks at manufacturing, retailing, leasing, service businesses, so that these resources that we use that are valuable are constantly coming back into the economy. So you eventually generate a no waste environment.
Can you give us a summary of what Redisa is and what it is that you do there?
Redisa is a non-profit company. We were established in 2010, and our claim to fame is the concept of waste into worth. Effectively, what waste into worth is, and the models that we build, is not to really talk about the circular economy, but in fact a model on how to implement it. What Redisa effectively does is we've created this model that allows for us to create industries, deal with the waste, drive job creation, SMME development, and of course reduce environmental impacts.
Tell us how Redisa came into being and why is it here?
Redisa was founded by 5 of us. Our CEO, Herman, was the brainchild of Redisa, and he, of course, along the way through talking about his idea, sort of gathered our support. I personally joined simply because Redisa is required to address certain challenges we're facing as a country. The reason why Redisa exists was our model was designed to address these challenges. And that's how we came across the circular economy concept and saw it as the perfect vehicle to address the South African challenge.
Why is Redisa revolutionary and what makes it so unique?
Globally, the debate has been about the circular economy. We are proud to say that South Africa is the first country to, in fact, implement the circular economy on a macro scale. The unique thing that also makes it revolutionary internationally is the collaboration between the private sector and the public sector. Without government's input, without the minister actually implementing the plan and having the vision to realize the potential of harnessing this type of model, we wouldn't have the successes we have today.
What are some of the opportunities in waste and why is a managed waste stream like Redisa so exciting?
We have been able to understand the flow of waste tires in the country because it is compulsory for all producers to report into us and to subscribe to the plan. Having that data has been key for us to understand the flow of waste tires in the country, so much so that we were able to open up a network for formal industry through servicing formal dealerships right down to informal sector. And there's been lots about the waste pickers of late and people who are collecting. We know, for example, in general waste with the CSIR report, that there are approximately 80,000 of these pickers who are doing us a service in South Africa, saving government about 700 million rand per annum, however not earning that and generating that as revenue, because we haven't got a handle on the commodities and the waste that they are dealing with. Our program, however, we were able to look at exactly what tonnage is leaking through into those informal sectors, establish a business model with a revenue model to allow them to become entrepreneurs.
Stacey, why is the Redisa plan so important to South Africa?
It helps to address one of our critical issues, being high unemployment. And our high unemployment is coupled with low skills. What we've seen at Redisa is just with the smallest of waste streams, tires being only 225 tons per annum that's generated into the country, and of that, it's only 177,000 that becomes waste. We've been able to create over 3,000 jobs, and the vast majority of those jobs are in fact unskilled labor, because it's really around the collection and the storage of these businesses. What you're able to achieve if we were to apply this model to the 108 million tons that we're generating as waste, I mean, the options are endless.
Does the rest of the world know what Redisa is doing, and how is it being received?
The rest of the world most certainly knows what Redisa is doing. This year, in 2016, January of 2016, we were awarded runner-up in the Circulars Awards at the World Economic Forum in Davos. I think that's an enormous achievement for a fledgling business, only 3.5 years. We've just been asked to be part of an international documentary on circular economies. We've been, our CEO is regularly called to the EU, starting at the end of 2015 already, and 2014 when he needed to make presentations to the EU Commission on Environmental Affairs. So they are seeing the value in our model.
You've mentioned twice already that Redisa has been operational for 3 years. What has been achieved in that short period?
Well, in the past 3 years, Redisa has successfully implemented the plan and achieving everything that it set out to do. One being job creation. We've been able to create over 3,000 jobs. We've also been able to create over 226 businesses which support those jobs. And then, of course, we've been able to take the recycling rate of waste tires from 4% to 23%. If you're driving industry, you're driving revenues, you're driving economic growth. And that's the 3 achievements which we've been able to ensure we delivered on over the past 3 years.
It's things like these that get me so excited. Mzansi, there definitely is hope. Harming the environment is no fairy tale godwa. There is a way out. Umamgcina Mhlophe breaks it down for us proper in a story.
They say in the beginning there was nothing. But I say no, it couldn't be. My whole being just knows that there was joy and there was promise. And I, Mother Earth, was born out of that, and I still have that joy. I felt tears stinging my eyes. I saw my tears coursing their way down. And as I feel this pain, as I see the landfills, as I see the burning tires, as I see explosions of pain in different places, as I see all of that, as a mother, I command. It has to stop. My youngest child, Redisa, is teaching people to make a living out of what is called waste. My youngest child, Redisa, is the kind of girl you cannot play with. You think she's lazing around. When you watch the games that she plays, they are not games at all. My youngest child, Redisa, is a force to be reckoned with. You can swear she was born just the other day, but you look at her and what she is achieving. Employment is going to come out of this. Redisa, the nation is watching. Keep on growing. Don't stop. Intenhle iyangonywa. Sithi makwande.
So we've heard all about Redisa, but now it's time to find out what they really do. What is behind the policy and the big words?
REDISA, the Recycling and Economic Development Initiative of South Africa, is leading the way in creating a sustainable tire waste management system. REDISA's Integrated Industry Waste Tire Management Plan was developed for the good of the community, environment, and country. The REDISA process includes the management of waste tire collection from various sources such as tire dealers, landfill sites, and urban and township areas. Independent transporters deliver the tires to depots and from there to various processing and recycling initiatives. In less than 2 years, the results already speak for themselves. But let's hear what just a few of the many thousands of people involved in this revolution have to say about the difference it's made in their lives.
The depots, they're all taken from communities where the depots are situated. And actually, REDISA then takes these people, give them sustainable employment so that they can provide for their families.
Everything has changed. I can be able to sleep now. I can provide food to my family. I'm able to support my mother, my 2 brothers. I even have my own place now where I stay alone. It's because through REDISA business.
Aw, Bagiti, who knew that the humble tire could change so many lives? I can see it dolopeni kwamanje, sizohlangana emva kwekhefu. The circular economy is a rather big concept, but different people make a difference in their own way. Njengo Nimrod.
I'm Nimrod Martin, the coordinator of Gauteng Province Waste Speakers. We do recycling, we recycle papers, plastics. Now we are recycling the tire for helping our climate. The waste speakers are important to the economy, even to the environment. We realize that if we don't recycle, material is going to be the problem in our country. We are not well educated, but we can say it. If we recycle steel, we help also the factories to recycle, reduce, and produce with that waste that we are picking up inside the landfill site. When the people came to dump, we pick up the tires to bring it inside the containers. 2 weeks, maybe we can collect 600. Yes. Since 1998, we recycle, we do anything. There's nobody who recycles tires. REDISA, it comes with a good idea. It will help the waste speakers and other people from outside as communities so that they can recycle more tires every day. That REDISA model and ideas is a good idea because the slogan of REDISA, when I get the time where there was a training, they said, we bring waste into wealth. There must not ever be higher mountains like this because of waste. We have to minimize it.
Circular economy does not only create empowerment opportunities, but it really changes lives. We speak to Johanna, who tells us how waste turned into worth in her life.
My name is Joanna Baleng. I'm staying at Moselbaai. I'm the depot manager at REDISA. Yeah, it's the first time I'm being given the big task like this one. All my friends and my family, they're very excited about what I'm doing. You know, every day they tell me I'm doing a great job. I've got 4 people who work for me. All of them, they were not working, you know. So to get this job, I think for them is blessing. In future, they're seeing a lot of opportunity at REDISA where they can end up to have their own depots or they can have their own transport. Like I say, they can have their own business. They can start their own business from here. So I'm happy to say today I'm the part of the family of REDISA. Any problem, anytime, if you struggle, and then you just call and then they will help you. Even if I was not knowing what I was doing, I just told myself I will learn inside. They helped me a lot. But if I don't understand what I'm doing, I don't think I will still be here. The future is looking good. I'm dreaming big dreams to spread my wings. I still want to find out what can I do with this tire, you know. When I look at the tires all the time are laying around in our community, lots of times, you know, it was very sad. But now Redisa come and change that sadness to bring a tire to be something it can be reused. And I still believe a lot of women who they're outside there who don't believe on themselves. You know, the tires, they can change your life. So I'm very happy and I'm very excited about that. The person who came with the idea of Redisa, I admire that person. He didn't see the color or somebody who's not educated. He just saw somebody who can do it, somebody who can work hard. And that thing, it take me where I am today. So thank you very much, Redisa.
Oh, bakithi, abantu bayenza izinto ezinhle ngamatayera nje. Let's check out what some creatives have done in their corner.
Different schools have their own way of reusing waste tires. As part of their extramural activities, they find creative ways to reuse waste tire. They form part of the decorations, they use them to make vegetable gardens, they create tire borders for their lawns, and even plant flowers in the tires. With a little stretch of the imagination, there is so much one can make using waste tires. Where other people have used tires to burn during protests, which is harmful to the environment and their health, other people have found creative ways to put it to good use. Let's keep Mzansi and ourselves moving forward by opening our minds to new ways of thinking about the world we live in. What goes around comes around, just gotta